Like I said, a good morning. Shout out to all the brothers and sisters out there in social media land. This is indeed a great day to be alive. It is the day the Most High have made. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. Or shall I say, we shall rejoice and be glad in it. We're going to make a short video. We're not getting out of here this morning. So we get ready to go out into this world and try to have an impact on this world for the Most High's name's sake, for His glorious Son's name's sake. So, those that will hear the voice of the shepherd, we have instructions for living as we get ready to take off and go to our many different places of employment. And as we come in contact with many brothers and sisters that do not know the Bible, that, things of that nature. So one of the things that the Messiah instructs us as His children is that we love not with words, but that we love in deeds. And so that means is that if we're going to get the will of the Father done in this hour, in this particular time, then we're going to have to learn how to apply, make those things that we're learning applicable to our lives, and they will become what speaks for us through our actions. And so to my younger brothers and sisters that are learning, it's an exciting thing about learning. However, you have the rest of your life to live. And when circumstances come, that is where we get the opportunity to make those things applicable to our life. We're going to look at Matthew 5th chapter. We're going to look at what the world has known as the beatitudes, or the Sermon on the Mount, because it is dealing with the blessedness of a particular people that have chosen to follow Him. Peace and blessings be upon all of you on this morning. May the Most High's mercy and His grace and His compassion reach far past anything that we have ever done, anything that we have ever said, any past failure or past transgression. We give all honor, glory, and esteem to the Most High Heavenly Father and His glorious Son. We know that the Bible declares that the Most High's mercy is made new every day. Every day He's shown new mercies when He put air and oxygen into our body. So I would adjure that the brothers and sisters that have been allowed the opportunity to wake up and see another day, that you will not waste a day with meaningless, frivolous things that do not matter, or things that do not pertain to the building up of our brothers and sisters, or even pertain to the building up of our own life. So there is no guarantee that nobody that's on this planet is going to get another day. This could be somebody's last day. So we want to deal with these days that the Most High give us as an expression of His love, forgiveness, and kindness and mercy, and we want to deal with those days as though they are our last days. And thinking like that keeps your mind on the things that are important. So let's take off running. We're just gonna read these. Many of these things in here are self-explanatory, so we won't have to do too much explaining. Now, the first thing, it says now, and seeing the multitude, this is chapter 5, verse 1 of the book of Matthew. Seeing the multitudes, He went up into a mountain, and when He was set, His disciples came unto Him, and He opened His mouth and He taught them. There was always a multitude of people following the Messiah. And there's a multitude of people following the Messiah now. And what He said back then, He is saying the same thing to the multitude that is following Him now. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, semicolon, a pause. Blessed are the poor in spirit. He said, I have richly blessed the poor people in spirit, because they have no kingdom here on earth, because they are poor. He said, but blessed are they in spirit. Have you ever noticed that the poorest people on the planet, Israel, I know thy poverty, I know thy tribulation. but thou art rich. You see, to those who have been given little in this world, they have been given much. King Solomon said, there is a man that makes himself rich, yet has nothing. There also is another man who makes himself poor, yet have great riches. You see, when we don't have the riches of this world, we're not bombarded with all of the distractions that this world brings into our life. And because we are poor, we have little business, we have little things to worry about. And that causes us to have a rich spirit. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit. The Most High said, I know what I'm doing. I might not have blessed you with money, houses, land, cars, and the finest materialistic things in this world, but I've blessed you with a spirit enough to be able to say, thank me for the little shack that you're living in. Thank me for the Roman noodles that's in your cabinet. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit. The poor people have always been what the world will call the most religious people on the planet because they are poor. And that's what the Messiah is saying. I have blessed the poor people with a rich spirit that have a dependency on me. He said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. He said, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. So the Messiah had told people at one point, do not store up treasures in this earth where thieves can break in, where moths can eat up, and where corrosion can cause them to rust and all that. The car that's out there pretty today will be in the junkyard tomorrow. The new suit that you buy, the new robe, the new garment that you buy today, it'll be eaten up by moths tomorrow. He said, and the money that you have today in the bank account will be worthless on tomorrow. So he said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Rather than them focusing and trying to hold on to the materialistic gain and things in this world, they'll keep their focus on the Messiah because they have a constant dependency on him. He said, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. He said, I prepare a kingdom. I'm going to prepare a place that where I'm at, you may be also. And if I tell you I'm going to prepare a place for you, I surely will come again and receive you unto myself. So he said, blessed are those that are poor. I bless them in the spirit, because theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. There is a mourning process that we go through when a loved one dies. And he said, blessed are they that mourn. Because in the book of wisdom, it declares it is better to be in the house of the mourning than in the house of feasting or mirth or the house of entertainment. He said, because there is the countenance made sad. And now the word of God can penetrate the heart. And then when that word penetrates the heart, it now brings comfort to the person that's mourning. He said, blessed are they that mourn, because as their countenance is saddened, and now the spirit can reach them with the comfort that the Most High promised. So any brothers and sisters out there mourning over the loss of a loved one or something like that, there is a promise that is attached to us that mourn, us that weep. He said, blessed are those that mourn, for the Most High will bring comfort to them. And this is a twofold blessing, because we can all also mourn over our sin. Blessed are they that mourn. Oh, Father, I failed again. Oh, Father, this sin is wearing me out. Oh, Father, I just can't seem to get over the hump. Oh, Father, every time I turn around, I done flipped out and done this again. Oh, the Spirit done convict me. It done changed my countenance. It got me crying at 2 o'clock in the morning because I said I wasn't going to transgress against you anymore. Oh, Father, how long, Father, do I have to go through these same things? Oh, Father, when are you going to give me the strength to be able to withstand the adversity or withstand the obstacles that I got to overcome? Blessed are they that mourn. You see, when we enter into sin, the conviction of the Spirit brings us to a place of mourning, to where we become very sorrowful. And so the Bible said, the Messiah said, blessed are you when you mourn over your sin, when you know that you have transgressed against me, when you know that you have stepped outside of my will. He said, and you start mourning about that. You start looking at yourself and seeing yourself in a powerless position because you had a heart's desire to really climb over the hurdle, only to find yourself falling falling again. Oh, Father, I know I said I wasn't going to fornicate no more, but my hormones just seem to get control of me, and I can't control myself. And even though I know I said I wasn't going to pick this type of man, pick this type of woman, I find myself going through the same. Oh, Father, please, I know I said I wasn't going to smoke crack. I said I wasn't going to spend my money, all my money no more, but I turned around and this spirit then jumped on me, and now I look up and all my paycheck is gone. I don't know what I'm going to tell my wife when I get home, but I'm back in the same place. I ain't bought my children the things that they needed for what they, and I done messed up again, and ain't nobody out there to help me. Oh, Father, please have mercy on me. And you're crying and you're weeping. Oh, Father, I know I said I was going to be straight, but I done cheated on my husband. I done cheated on my wife again. I didn't mean to do it. I'm doing everything in my power, but it's a spirit that keeps seizing me and gripping me and causing me to fall into sin. Oh, blessed are they that mourn. I know I said I was going to do better with controlling my mouth, with controlling my temper, Father, but I done cracked like glass, and I didn't even see it coming. Next thing I know, I just done cussed the people out, and then your spirit comes and show me that I'm supposed to be represented. Oh, Father, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall receive comfort. And there's not a person on this planet that does not mourn over their sin. Oh, it's one thing to mourn over a loved one. It's something completely different to be mourning over the sin and the own idiosyncrasies that are built into our natural DNA. He said, but blessed are you when you can see your sin and you can look yourself in the face in the mirror, and tears can roll down your face, and you can start mourning because you had not had the strength and the power to overcome a particular thing, no matter how great your heart's desire is, and it brings you to a place of mourning. He said, blessed are you, because you understand that you can't do nothing without me. He said, blessed are you when you mourn. The Spirit comes in. He said, I'll comfort you. That's okay. You fail, but it's over. Nobody can hold you as a captive to anything that you done yesterday. Nobody can use that and make that failure the grand sum total of your life. He says, so you're blessed when you mourn and you identify with that. Because if you got to repent over and 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 over again, the Most High's comfort comes over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So anybody that may be going through something, you may still be fighting something that you ain't fully overcame yet. You may, you can see yourself getting better in some areas, but some areas seem like they got concrete shoes on in your life that they can't move. Some areas seem like they've been glued to this particular situation, and it don't look like that you ever gonna be able to break away from it. He said, blessed are you that mourn. Be able to look yourself in the face. Be able to see all of the things about you, not just the good things that people say. Be able to look those ugly things about you face to face. Be able to identify with the fact that they there. Be able to identify with the fact that I'm mean sometimes. Be able to identify with the fact that, sometimes I'm just deliberately doing stuff that don't make sense. Be able to identify. Sometimes I think I just know everything and everybody else is wrong and I'm right about everything. Sometimes you have to be able to look yourself face in the face and declare, you know what? You are the arrogant person. You are the prideful person. That's why people don't want to be around you, because you're so prideful. You got to be able to look yourself in the face when it comes to the things, to the idiosyncrasies and the character defects that we have. Because if those things don't never bring us to a place of mourning, then we can't never receive comfort in those areas. So blessed are they that mourn, they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. When it's talking about blessed are the meek are children. The meek are children, innocent children. You can tell them to do anything and they'll go and do it. You understand what I'm saying? Their spirits is pure. And they're humble. They're most humble people. They're meek. Blessed are the meek, they shall inherit the earth. From one generation to the next, it is the children that will inherit the earth. And that's why the Most High told us, except you be converted as a little child, you shall in no ways enter into the kingdom of heaven. Because the kingdom of heaven is built for the meek. It is built for the poor in spirit. It is built for the mourners. It is built for all of those that have been brought to a place of meekness, because sheep need a shepherd, because and they are dependent on that. And when you're a meek person, you understand that I'm dependent on the provisions of the Most High. If he don't lead me to the green pastures, I can't eat. If he don't lead me to the still waters, then I won't have no peace so that my soul can be restored. If he don't lead me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake, I won't be able to stand through the valley of shadow and death. If he don't lead me in the place to where a protection when my enemies come against me, you see, blessed are the meek, they shall inherit the earth. In this particular passage, the meek are children, because the children, the next generation, are the ones that will end up overseeing this world that we living in. But it's also twofold too, because it's dealing with the kingdom as well. He said, except you be converted as a little child. See, when we have our mindset converted back to being little children, we become meek, because now we, even as adults, have brought ourselves to the place to where I can't live without you. I can't breathe without you. If you don't put food in my icebox, I'm going to starve. If you don't make a way to put a roof over my head, I'm going to be in shame. You see, that's what it means to be meek. When it comes to being meek, we deal with our brothers and our sisters in a certain way. We don't deal with each other out of no pride and out of no arrogance. Blessed are the meek, because when you get a bunch of children together, you know what I'm saying? They play. They can play. They can have an argument or disagreement today, and you know what? In the next 15 minutes, they right back together in the sandbox playing. They doing everything together because they are meek. They don't take anything personal because they are meek. They don't hold grudges because they are meek. They don't backbite because they are meek. They don't talk about one another. They just simply play and have unity together. And that's what the Most High is designed for his people to be. He said not only the children automatically will inherit the earth, because as the children are born, that is the next generation of meekness that's in the earth. He said, but us at the same time, we had to be converted as little children. Don't go nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Just got to answer that. Apologize for that. Yeah, so all praise to the Most High Heavenly Father. So we want to strive. And in any of these areas that the Messiah is saying that we receive blessedness, if we know that these are particular areas, because one of these areas is going to stick with us. And one of these areas is going to be a spotlight that we need to work on. So if you see any of these areas in our life, now we know. See, when we see the word put a spotlight on us, that's how we know what we're supposed to start praying about when we go into our quiet time, when we go into our closet. 6, blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, they shall be filled. Now, let me show you something. Blessed are they who do hunger and thirst after righteousness, they shall be filled. Do you not realize that there is a difference from having a hunger and a thirst after knowledge than it is after righteousness? Because a hunger and a thirst after knowledge cannot bring you into righteousness. You see? So we have many people that are more consumed by things that they can learn in the scripture than they are by things that they can live by. Let me say that again. When we start talking about blessed are those which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, we have many people that have a greater hunger for knowledge than they have for righteousness. So they have a hunger to heap up every book dissect everything in there. But they do not understand that knowledge cannot bring a man into righteousness. You see, there is a difference. So when we start talking about a hunger and thirst after righteousness, is dealing with the making those things that you learning applicable to your life, because that's the only way that righteousness is going to be made manifest. So he said, blessed are those that do have a hunger and a thirst after righteousness. Do you not know that you don't need no knowledge in order to be a righteous person? Because the knowledge is built into your DNA. You don't have to read nobody's book in order to know that it's wrong to take somebody's life. You don't have to read nobody's book in order to understand that if you bring a child into this world, it is your responsibility to care for it. You see, it don't take no extra knowledge to understand that if you go in somebody's house or somebody's store, that for you to take something that don't belong to you and put it in your pocket is wrong. You see, blessed are those that hunger and thirst after righteousness is a continuous looking at analyzing your own spirit, because that is what's going to make you understand. Now, also blessed are those that do have a hunger and thirst after righteousness is dealing with counsel. It's dealing with wise counsel. When you have a hunger and a thirst after righteousness, then you have to seek out wise counsel. Psalms 1 says, blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly. So if you want to be blessed, then you have to be able to find people that can help you walk in God's counsel. He said, so that's another hunger and a thirst after righteousness. Another thing is that you don't eat no food unless you get hungry. But just because you eat when you get hungry doesn't mean that you won't get hungry again. So thirsting for righteousness, hunger and thirsting for righteousness is a continuous thing that goes on. No man eats once and then don't eat nothing for the next year. He gets hungry, he sits down, he eats, he goes about his business, he eats, he drinks, he goes about his business, and then later on in the day, he's hungry again. He sits down and he eats and he drinks, he goes about his business, and being hungry is a continuous process that's repeated throughout our life. So when it's saying blessed are they who hunger and thirst after righteousness, they shall be filled. Righteousness is not a one-time committed act. Righteousness is like being hungry. It is a hunger for doing the right thing. Everywhere I go, I got a hunger to see my brother blessed. I got a hunger to see my sister blessed. I got a hunger to see that old person get the help that they need. I got a hunger to make a difference in anybody's life that I come in contact with, because I want to be blessed. And so when we have that hunger, then we chase after the thing that we are hungry for. If you are hungry for a hamburger, then you're going to chase after the place that sells hamburgers. You understand? But if you hunger for righteousness, then your eyes are wide open, because you are looking for any place that you can put forth your hand with a righteous act. He said, and when you got a hunger like that, I'll make sure you feel. He said, because there's 7 billion people on the planet, and who knows how many, a vast majority of the people on the planet are in a position to where they need to see some righteousness come into their life. So there have to be people that have a hunger to do righteous works in this world. He said, blessed is the man or the woman who has a hunger. They wake up in the morning with righteousness, finding out how I'm going to build my wife up. Come on, baby, you look good this morning. Let's have a word of prayer. Oh, Most High, crown her head with wisdom, with knowledge, with glory. Put kind words in her mouth. Let her go out there in the world and make an impact. Blessed today who hunger and thirst after righteousness. Righteousness begins from the moment that you open up your eyes. Oh, Most High Heavenly Father, lead me in a plain path. This is indeed a great day to be alive. I shall rejoice and be glad. And righteous is something that you have to have a hunger for. When I leave the house and see one of my brothers standing out there at the local store, hey man, you got $1, you got 50 cents. Righteousness, I got a hunger for righteousness. So anywhere that it's an opportunity for me to do a righteous act, Blessed are those who have a hunger and thirst after righteousness. God shall put the circumstances in their life that they may be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessing. It's a blessing in being merciful to people. It's a blessing to be merciful. You should be looking for an opportunity to forgive somebody, an opportunity to say I'm sorry. You should be looking for an opportunity to welcome somebody back in who have fell off. You should be looking for somebody so that you can exercise mercy in their life, because it's a blessing in it. Who is it a blessing to? You think it's a blessing to the person that you just told that they forgiven and you showed them mercy. But the blessing is really to you, because one day you're going to need the Most High to show you mercy. We need the Most High to show us mercy every day. He said, new mercies I see every day. The Most High's mercy is new every day. How is it new every day? It's new every day when our eyes open up, because being that we are sinful natured people, he didn't have to let none of us live through the day. But our eyes opening every morning is an expression of new mercy that he have given us. Because at the end of the day, you don't know how many times, you don't know how many things that you have went through in a day that were classified as unrighteous acts. You can go through a day and don't even think about the stuff. And if the Spirit don't bring it back to your remembrance, you really ain't going to think about it. And sometimes, even when the Spirit do try to bring things back to our remembrance, we go and suppress those things. See, but God's new mercy is new every day. So he said, you need to be like me. You need to understand that if I can show you new mercies every day, you should go out into the world and you should show the people of the world new mercies every day. New mercies I see. Why do we need to be merciful to other people? The same reason why the Most High is merciful to us, because no man knows the end of another man's life. And every time the Most High shows us his mercy, it is an opportunity for us to get right what we didn't get right yesterday. And we've been given another chance. We've been extended another opportunity to do something that is great. And that's what we have to do to the people of the world. Blessed are the merciful. We have to go out to the world and then become images and likenesses of the Most High and show the world. If the Most High bless us up with new mercies every day, then we should go into the world and let the world say, new mercies I see every day. New mercies I see every day. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. You see, I will show him mercy who have been merciful. But to him that have not shown mercy, I shall judge him without mercy. So you let that sink in, because many times brothers get prideful and arrogant when Most High done blessed you, and then when people don't do things like you think they ought to do them, then you know what, we got a problem. But the Most High said, for the Yeshua said, for the people that want to be blessed, if you show people mercy, you will be blessed. Man, I wouldn't let them do me like that. I wouldn't let them do me like that. Boy, I'm telling you, I'll be out there. No, that's not how the Most High operate. Because while you doing that, the Most High said, really? Okay, that's what I'm going to do to you. So we want to be able to develop. And when we know that we have spirits, or we know that we don't line up with these things, this is what gives us things to talk to the Most High about. I know he said mercy, but Father, I just can't do it. You know, you crossed me one time, I got to cut you off. You know what I mean? It's over. This is the nature of our people. Well, you know, you get me once, you know, shame on you. But you get me twice, shame on me. I ain't giving them no another chance. It's over. You know what I'm saying? See, the Most High saying, you ain't expressing no mercy. You see? Every day I show you mercy. Every day you done something that I could have cut you off from. Every day you done something that I could have said the same thing about you. So we want to start learning how to have some compassion, because the Most High said you're going to need it. So in essence, you're not doing it for the other person. You're actually doing it for yourself. So you should be looking for an opportunity, because you know that you got many things over the course of your life. Some of us, I'm 54 years old. Do you think that I can even fathom or even count how many times I've transgressed against the Most High in my lifetime? and all of those sins are going to come face to face with the Most High and have to be judged for. And if you understood that, you will understand, I need to find some merciful acts. I need to find some merciful acts for all of the time that I have transgressed the Most High. If every time the Most High gonna judge me, it's gonna be based on how merciful I've been to people, I need to go and find some people to be merciful to. That means that there are gonna be some people that do me wrong, but I'm gonna show them mercy. There are gonna be some people that talk about me, but I'm gonna show them mercy. There are gonna be some people that don't like me, but I'm gonna show them mercy. There are gonna be some people that steal from me, and all type of things, but I'm gonna show them mercy. Not for them, but because God gonna judge me. And it's going to be according to the mercy that I have shown to my brothers. And so that's something to think about. And this is why we started off by telling you, you can't acquire a righteous life chasing knowledge. You can only acquire a righteous life when you make the things that you're learning applicable to your life. And people tell me all the time, man, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I know if it was me, the outcome would have been totally different. So, verse 8, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. And this particular passage right here is talking about a pure, undefiled, unadulterated heart. A pure heart means an honest heart, a transparent heart. A pure heart means the ability to be able to identify with both my strengths and my weakness and my innermost failures. A pure heart. When I got a pure heart, God said you are blessed. He said, because you ain't caring about what people think about you. If this is what's in your heart, and this is the type of person you are, and this is your nature, and this is your character, and these are your idiosyncrasies, blessed is a pure heart, because a pure heart don't hide from itself. It can be pure when it comes to people, when it comes to conversation. A pure heart knows that it's not perfect. A pure heart knows that he got some areas that he needs some help. A pure heart knows that he have a dependency upon the Most High and a dependency upon some of his brothers while he walking in this physical. Blessed or a pure heart is dealing with the intents and the motives of the heart. This is dealing with the innermost workings of how a man thinks. Blessed is a man with a pure heart. He gonna be able to see God because he have a pure heart. When you get ready to go and do something, you sit down and you ponder it and you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Because a pure heart don't have no ill will attached to it. When you're going to date, you're going to take a woman out, you're going to take a man out, you got to have a pure heart. A person got to know that you got a pure heart. You can't have all of these external things laying on the surface when you got an underlying motive that's not good. You have to have a pure heart. That means the intent, your intentions have to be pure. They have to be upfront. They have to be uncovered. They have to be known. Your motive has to be satisfying to you to know that I am doing this because this is what God had put in my heart to do. See, blessed are the pure in heart. They're going to be the ones to see God. You see, there are plenty people in the world that they can say one thing, but then their heart is on something else. You see, and many brothers have gotten out there and said, well, man, that woman wasn't what I thought she was. Many sisters then got out there, man, that man wasn't what I thought he was, you know, because once you get to see the intentions of people's heart, you see, then, you know, but God's saying, I want your heart to be the first thing that people see. I want them to be able to see you for who you really are. I want you to be able to open up your chest and let people see your heart for what it really is. Blessed are the pure in heart. Because they are pure in heart, they're honest people. Because they are pure in heart, there are no lying in them. Because they know that they don't have to lie to people. When they're pure in heart, they understand that they're not perfect people. They're not better than anybody else. A pure in heart is a humble person because he understands who he is. You see? So the Most High is saying, blessed are the pure in heart. They're going to see God. That's going to be their reward. And if only the pure in heart are going to see God, man, that's going to say something for a lot of other people. Because the Most High knows. He knows what's in our heart. That's why we try to challenge people to get into their closet and to go pray. You see? Yep. That's why we tell them to get in their closet and go pray. Don't go nowhere. I should have called her back on the other phone. Yeah, I called her back on the other phone. Yeah, blessed are the pure in heart. So, now the next one is, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Peacemakers is anybody that brings peace. When you bring peace between two sisters that are having a dispute, the Most High said you're blessed. When you can bring peace between two brothers that's having a dispute, the Messiah calls you blessed. When you can bring peace between a chaotic situation, the Most High calls you blessed. But here's what it really means. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called God's children. God's children do God's work. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever should believe in him would not perish, but will have everlasting life. So God sent his Son and his children into the world to become peacemakers. Peacemakers between men that have been separated from the Most High because of their sin, and then bridge the gap so that now peace can be made between the Most High and man. We know many brothers don't believe in the Messiah. So how they going to get their peace? That totally belongs to them. I don't go into that. But in my understanding, according to what I know, and according to what I'm able to receive, that Israel had fallen and was in a bad place. It is a light thing that I will use you to be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserve of Israel. I also will give thee as a light unto the Gentiles, that they might be my salvation unto the ends of the earth. Now you're talking about intercessoryship. An intercessor, one that intercedes on behalf of another. Blessed are the peacemaker. A peacemaker is one that stands in the middle and intercedes on behalf of two parties. Blessed are those of us, the peacemakers in this world, that go into this world and minister and witness the lifestyle and the life and the glorious kingdom of the Most High. See, when we make peace between God and man, we are called the peacemakers in the world. So every person that comes to the Most High, because of their understanding that's coming by way of the one that's interceding, then we are blessed. So we should always be looking for an opportunity to make peace. If you see somebody in a heat of battle, you try and make peace. Try and make peace with the two parties. Y'all know y'all shouldn't be acting like that. You know, both of y'all God's children, you know, man, both of y'all brothers, man. Y'all shouldn't be doing that, man. We got enough hurting each other out here. It's enough killing out here, you know what I mean? Blessed are the peacemakers. And when you see the opposite, see, we're talking about a blessed. We're not talking about a curse. But those that desire to be blessed, they can operate in this order. You should be trying to make peace continuously. Where you can't make peace, you just keep going to the next place. But the Most High will make sure that it's enough chaos, that you're surrounded by enough chaos to give you the necessary work to do. Peacemakers shall be called God's children, because they're doing God's work. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. You're always going to be persecuted when you start moving righteously. He said, blessed are you when you persecute. Oh, he think he better than everybody else. Man, yeah, he think he know everyone. Here come Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. Oh, look at Reverend Ike. Look at Deacon Do Wrong. You know what I'm saying? Reverend Do No Wrong. You see, you're always going to be persecuted when you're trying to do righteousness. You know what I'm saying? When you try to do what's right, people going to persecute you, because a lot of the people that we associate ourselves with, they still doing what they call wrong. And if we don't do what they do, then they persecute us for not doing it. So we have to expect that. It's a blessing in being persecuted for trying to do the right thing. I've heard those things in my own house. Mr. Perfect, you think you better than everybody. You don't know See, I done heard it. It's not that I'm perfect, but ain't nothing wrong with me striving to be. You see, and the one I'm serving is perfect. So it's always going to be a level of persecution that comes when it comes to doing righteousness. He said, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. He says, so you don't have to worry about it. You're going to receive the persecution down here, but your kingdom is in heaven. For inasmuch as you suffer with Yeshua HaMashiach, you shall also reign with him. So, my beloved, think it not strange that these fiery trials or fiery persecutions have come upon you to test you as though it was some strange thing to happen. You see, the HaMashiach went through persecution for his righteousness, went through suffering for his righteousness, and all those that follow him had to go through the same process. So he said, blessed are they that are persecuted for righteousness. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you, persecute you, and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Great is your reward in heaven, for they so persecuted the prophets which were before you. So he adds another blessing, because every now and then, when you want to see somebody going out there getting chewed up because they're protecting you, because they're defending you, you see, even though you don't want to see what's happening to them happen to them, you would still have to feel good that you said that's only happening to them because they are protecting me, because they are defending me. So the Messiah says, blessed are you when people revile you. That means when they say nasty things to you, when people revile you, when they speak evil of you, when they say all manner of evil against you falsely, when people are lying on you and saying that you did this and you didn't do it, saying that you said that and you didn't say it, saying all of these things, because all these things happen to our lives on a daily basis, no matter what they come from. They can come from your house, they can come from your job, they can come from your local park, your local basketball court, they can come from social media, Facebook, they can come from YouTube, but we are always faced with these things. Every last person on the world is going to be faced with these things, and based on how we deal with them is going to determine whether or not we move into a place of blessedness. So he said it's a blessing to being reviled. It's a blessing to be lied on. It's a blessing to be evil spoken of, and simply because you are protecting me. Now, it's a difference when you're being reviled or evil spoken of and the Messiah ain't got nothing to do with it. It's a difference when you go out there and do something you ain't got no business doing, and then somebody revile and speak evil of you. See, that ain't got nothing to do with that. You can't use that scripture. Well, bless them. No. That happened to you because you mean and you evil and you hatred and you said the wrong thing to that person, and when they let you have it, you can't go in there and try to use that particular scripture. So this blessing only exists when you are going through what you're going through, because you are standing in representation of the Messiah. He said, and great will be your reward. He said, because they so persecuted the prophets that walked before you. So what he's showing you is that anybody that ever spoke on his behalf, anybody that ever represented God in the earth, went through a level of persecution, went through a level of reviling, went through a level of being lied on because of their righteous lifestyle that they were living. Brought people to conviction, and people didn't like it. People don't always want to do the right thing. Everybody ain't chasing after righteousness. And so, as you live your life on today, hopefully you found one of those beatitudes that might speak to something that's pertaining to your life. Now, only thing you have to do is take that thing and then enter into your secret place, go into your closet, and tell the Most High about it. Father, that pricked me right there. That was talking about me, you know what I mean? And I don't know how to do it, and I don't know what's the problem, but I need you to unclog my flow. I need you to give me some wisdom. I know that I heard the brother say that you said you wouldn't withhold no good thing to them that love you, but that you would give us whatsoever we ask if it was according to your will. And it is according to his will that we be able to have a blessed life and walk in these things. So brothers and sisters, on today, this is indeed a great day to be alive. This is the day that the Most High have made. We should rejoice and be glad in it. So now we got our marching orders. Let's go out into the world. The Most High woke us up, put us in this big world with all of these people, and then give us his word. And there are many circumstances that we can now go and make this word applicable to our lives by simply practicing it. And so when you see the poor man, you understand that he is blessed in the spirit. So give him what he needs. Give him what he asks for. When you see the person that got a hunger and thirst after righteousness, you be able to show them the right way to go. When you see a meek person and you know that they're going to inherit the earth, you try to learn off that child and find out how you can be as humble as humble as they are. When you see somebody out there that needs a little bit of mercy, you tell them, hey, baby, it's okay. God's mercy is new every day. He forgave me. He'll forgive you. Be blessed and on your way. Pick your head up and go on. When you see somebody out there in a chaotic situation, you just remember that that's an opportunity that God gave you to become a peacemaker. Y'all know y'all shouldn't be doing that. Y'all get yourself together. We are one big family. Whatever the problem is, let's just talk about it and get it over. God gonna give you the opportunity. When you see somebody out there that's persecuted for doing the right thing, then you make them understand, hey, God got a blessing with your name on it. I know that the people didn't receive it, but what you're doing was a righteous act, and the Most High is smiling. You see, God wake us up and he put us in this big world, and then he give us his word, and now we can take his word and go out there in the world, and all he gave you ain't all that you can have. And he told us, take what I gave you, but what I gave you ain't all you can have. Go out there in the world and take what I gave you and be fruitful and multiply it. Whatever you know, teach somebody else know, and you have multiplied it. Whatever it is that I gave you, that's what you do. He give us the opportunity to get out there and do it. So peace and blessings be upon every last one of you. Hallelujah.